Decision that has been made, but humbly we ask for your support, but we will, we have testimonies that we're prepared for everybody, and we hope to inspire. It's on the radio right now, but the song's called The Land.
where the richest beauty of nature cannot be measured, where most of us stand as a tribe, a people striving to live off of this bountiful earth, where many give birth to the next generation, of whose hands will grasp each crevice of this majestic rock, which was cultivated and cherished by the descendants of chiefs, whose feet have walked these captivating beaches. So why compromise this wholesome and most wonderful life with a tragic act, when the fact of the matter is that the land should be freed by the palms of green, because all the green we truthfully need has been planted by organic seeds. We all need to remember to breathe. Feel this infinite breeze, bringing us back to how and what you're supposed to be. Bravo.
I've seen a lot of things. I've traveled a lot. But I'm always proud to say that I'm from Hawaii. But then I'm asked if I'm from Oahu, and I try not to scream. More than buildings, you see the sky and the trees. Where the beaches aren't overcrowded, the traffic isn't always atrocious, and there's peace and quiet. I didn't even like it when they started making more lanes on the highway, but this is going too far. How can we be lied to, have all this done behind our backs, and expect to just go along with it? Not only am I offended that they think so lowly of us, but they actually thought they could get away with it. Right now, it's not necessarily something colossal, but it could peak tomorrow. One day they're making a few timeshare houses, the next they're building a 7-story hotel or skyscraper. The line has to be drawn. It's all so unnecessary. Tourism and profits are not priorities that should be at the top of our list. In every deliberation, we must consider the impact of our decisions in the next 7 generations. Not only is this important to me, but for my children someday. Future generations will look back on this and say this was either a sad moment in our history or a proud one. We owe our children an amazing future, and we owe them a beautiful world that they can live in. Everything we do affects the future, but we can control whether it's negative or positive. Our actions will be judged for years to come. If you give us statistics, it will make a difference. Comparing money to the desecration of our land will change our minds. If you want a place like Oahu, go to Oahu. If you want LA, go to LA. Kauai is special because it's not like those places. Its beauty is unique, but endangered. It's up to us to do something, and we can. It goes without saying that if you're able to prevent something terrible from happening, you ought to. It's not just because it's supererogatory to do so. It's because this is our home and our lives. We should be able to make decisions about it too. Despite what some people may think, we're not moronic, and the love we have for our land cannot be matched. We won't just sit back and watch as they try to change and destroy what is Kauai. We must repeal Act 95.
Raised on the island of Kauai. I am 17 years old and I am Kanaka Maoli. I have come here today to speak out against Act 55 and PLDC. It's the first time I've heard about PLDC. The legal loophole they have established, I thought to myself, no, that can't be. People we voted for could not do that for us. Am I wrong? Maybe. The PLDC plans on urbanizing Crown government and agricultural land and using it for parking lots, hotels, resident complexes, timeshare offices, fueling faculties, storage facilities, repair faculties, and seawater air conditioning plants. If all that wasn't enough, the Public Land Development Corporation is exempt from all statutes, ordinance, charter, character, provisions, and rules of any government agency relating to special recording assessments or requirements. In other words, they do not follow the rules. I was always taught as a young age that breaking the rules has consequences. Why does this not apply for PLDC? To the Mayor, I ask you this. Are you willing to exploit the beauty of this island for corporate profit? Thank you.
Aloha, my name is Kauai. I'm 17 years old, and I'm also Kanaka Maoli. For years, I've watched my island home and Hawaii go through various changes. Change that may not affect us today, but over the course of our stolen nation's legacy. You may ask yourself, what legacy? A legacy of theft, poverty, constant struggle? So for the Hawaiians living in Hawaii, and everyone here, ask yourself, what does it mean to be Hawaiian or Kanaka? In fact, we can look even deeper and ask ourselves, what does it mean to be human? If you ask me, it's to continue new life by instilling the knowledge of our ancestors to the next generation of people, workers, and leaders. When the topic of adversity in Hawaii comes up, many people don't know where to begin. I myself would like to know where it ends. Illegal overthrow, illegal occupation, the right for Hawaiians to vote, genetically modified food, building on burial grounds, superfairy, invasive species, endangered species, poverty, death, drugs, the list is endless. Many of us would like to think that this act is a good idea. Out of all honesty, I like the idea at first. Finally, Hawaiians are getting their rightfully deserved land returned to them. But little do you know, us young if it's that easy for us to use the land at our own convenience, then there's nothing stopping big corporate companies and businessmen from using our preserved cultural heritage at their constant disposal. It's funny how those of us who have no right to vote eventually face the wrath of those who made our decisions for us. So I ask myself, is that fair? Should the youth not have a say or an opinion on how they want their future Hawaii to look? Or do we blindly wait for power-hungry people to lead us through the endless darkness we now face today? But I say, we are completely capable of finding the light ourselves. Years ago, me and Timoteo Hewlin at a Super Ferry protest, which is the last thing we ever spoke out to, I asked our former governor, Linda Lingo, if she had aloha aina, love for the land. And if so, I asked her to say it. As expected, Linda Lingo never responded. Was it out of fear? Was it just honesty? Or was it because the 12-year-old boy showed a mid-aged woman what was pono, what was righteous? So for all those against this act, do you have aloha aina? If so, say it. I have aloha aina.
I have aloha aina.
So I ask you this for those who agree with the act. Can you honestly say the same? Can you say you have love for the land when you're giving it to people that only seek to use it for profit? Originally, I would have suggested that you amend this act. But now I ask myself, can we trust it? Or will it just be swept under the carpet, and after all is decided, will we have to face the reaction of the deception? Mr. Mayor, I implore you to stand behind our common council, and let us repeal this act and shape a new one together. With the people and for the people.
Well done.
Aloha, my name is Kiani Kalakakalani Haumea. I was born and raised on the beautiful island of Kauai. I am 19 years old and attend Kanaka Maoli Public Charter School in Honolulu as a senior. I want to know, how is this Act 55 and PLDC supposed to benefit us Hawaiians? Why don't you all think about the KPs and future KPs to be born? Why don't you guys build something for the KPs instead of building huge hotels, new lanes, and nonsense like things? Kauai is your home and my heart. What are you going to do for our future KPs? And don't tell me a concrete playground. We want our land, we know what's best for us, so please hands up.
Cookies, he's trying to
Sweeten us up.
sweeten this up.
I will pass on the cookie, but I would love to give you a flower. Mahalo for everything that you've done.